You'll hear me now. It's your Thursday night meditation, Michelle. Just like the good old days. Hello, Sanal. Hello, Anne. Welcome, everybody, to Meditate with Adam, session 95. It is another opportunity to meet together, to sit and to practice meditation, to discover the world of our mind, to appreciate the power that our mind has, and to explore this in the space of meditation. The skillful practitioner will try to integrate their experience into their daily life, trying to remember that everything comes from their mind. When we sit in meditation and we observe our mind and we observe our thoughts passing like clouds through our mind, we can gain some insight into the power of the mind. We try to remember this when we go about our daily life. And we try to distinguish between what's going on outside of us and what is going on inside of us, and not to be pulled in by the difficulties and problems that happen in the world outside. So when I'm saying outside, to some degree still inside the mind, but outside as in our body, the difficulties that we have with our body, the difficulties that we have with our house, with our relationship, with our finances, with our transportation. We have difficulties. Sometimes these phenomena don't work or they stop working. And then we can respond to that with unpleasant feelings, unhappy thoughts. And then we experience unhappiness. We expect things to work in our life. We expect people to fulfill our expectations of them. We expect machinery to not break down. But due to the nature of our world and our mind, we experience these things breaking down, and we find ourselves frustrated when they do. This is partly because our mind is not controlled or peaceful. If our mind is peaceful, then we recognize that these are, when something is not working outside of us, this is an outer problem, a difficulty. It doesn't have to be our problem. It becomes our problem when we become attached to it and relate to it in a negative way. This is really, really important to appreciate this point. And if we can get this point, this view, we empower ourselves. And we, instead of putting time and effort into the world outside of us, we put time and effort into our mind, into training our mind. And as I was saying in the morning meditations this week, good days keep coming day after day. Good weeks, good months, good years, good decades. I remember when I first was asked to teach Buddhism, and one worry I had, this was about, I don't know, about 20 odd years ago, 23, 4 years ago, was what about if I'm having a bad day and then I have to go out and teach people about meditation and being happy, but I'm not, I'm having a difficult day. And I remember my teacher saying, well, you just don't have a bad day. Just as simple as that. You just decide not to. And it's true. You just make a decision. Realize that it's up to you. It's not down to anything else other than our response to the situation. Because we get caught up in the situation. We respond with habitual tendencies and then believe what's happening, and we perpetuate this cycle of confusion. And that is so frustrating, so stressful, so much anxiety, paranoia, and unhappiness and anger comes. I was talking to someone yesterday about this, having these minds of anger, unhappiness, depression, stress, anxiety, they're valid minds. If we blame the world outside of us, of course, these are not feeling these is it's almost, it's natural to feel these emotions. And we feel helpless. And if we put all our eggs in the basket of other people to sort our life out, whether it's a partner, our parents, our children, our manager, our council, our government, of course we'll be stressed and disappointed. Yeah. But if we take all the power back, we won't be. We'll put all that energy and time into training our mind. Think how much energy you would have if you took all the energy put into worrying and being concerned about what's going on out there into what's going on in here. Incredible. And we would swiftly solve our daily problems. Yeah. Wouldn't have to take a long time. This is why we train in meditation. So meditation is not just, why you train in meditation is up to you. There are many intentions, many reasons why we train in meditation. We can train in meditation to find temporary happiness in this life, to attain liberation, nirvana, or to attain complete enlightenment, different mental scopes. But we start where we are, and we have to start by understanding everything is coming from our mind, not just intellectual. And this is why these meditations on the nature of the mind, which we're doing in this series, so helpful. Yeah, my mind is like the sky. It's not the sky, but it's like the sky. It's like space. And we try to gain a general image of the mind at the heart. And we try to focus single pointedly on that, as we were talking about last night. Yeah, try and get that image and just hold it for as long as you can. Okay, so when you're ready, please begin by taking 5 deep inhalations. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. 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 Final one. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. We then set our compassionate intention. How wonderful. We feel in our heart how wonderful if all living beings, without exception, could be free from their suffering. We include our nearest and dearest, and we try to extend the scope of our compassion to include as many people as possible. And we engage in the 9-round breathing exercise to clear any impure winds flowing in the channels in our body. Pressing down on the left nostril and a deep inhalation through the right. Breathe out 3 times. Deep inhalation. Breathe out 3 times. Deep inhalation through both nostrils. And breathe out 3 times. Go again. Deep inhalation. Breathe out 3 times. Deep inhalation. And breathe out 3 times. Final 9 rounds of breathing. Mindful of our body. Mindful of our breathing. And mindful of our mind. My body, like a mountain. My breath, like the wind. And my mind, like the sky. We try to gain a clear image of our mind, positioning attention at the heart center, going down there, and then we hold it with concentration. We try to calmly abide with our mind from moment to moment. Everything is inside the mind. Our distractions, our plans, our worries. We are not suppressing these. We're just sitting, understanding that they have no control or power over us. They're just clouds in the vast sky of our mind. We are so much more than these worries, distractions. We see through them. We see the vast space. And we hold this. If we need to ground ourselves, we remember my body like a mountain, my breath like the wind. They're always there to help us if we need. And then once we're grounded, we can let go of them, dissolve into this space of the mind, and the body can begin to feel almost like space. Because in reality, it is just space. dedicate with our compassionate mind all the good energy from our meditation. We dedicate it for healing across the world. May everyone find healing in their minds, and may their problems swiftly cease. And we can dedicate specifically for those we know who may be experiencing some difficulty or hardship. We can direct the positive energy of this meditation to them if we wish. Okay, thank you very much. In the mindful sleep practices, there is one sleep practice that I teach, which you may remember if you've attended the beginner's course, is known as waking up smiling. And how do we engage in that? When we get ready for bed and are lying in our bed, we bring to mind 5 gratitudes from the day. We can write them down if we wish, or we can just list them in our mind. 5 reasons to be grateful. Gratitude is a warm, positive mind. It's like a feeling here in our heart again. That means even if we've had a challenging day, rather than dwelling on what has happened in a negative way, we try to highlight some gratitudes, a feeling of good fortune, how fortunate I am. And then we try to fall asleep with gratitude, which influences our dreams. And as we're falling asleep, we make the intention, tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up with gratitude. Such a good way to start the day if you want a positive day. As we wake up in the morning, the first thing we do, bring our attention to our breath. We take some mindful breaths and we think to ourselves, I'm alive. Yeah. How fortunate that I'm still here. I still have this incredible human life. And that is the foundation for the day. I'll be here again, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning if you fancy joining me for a morning meditation. Thank you everyone for coming along this evening, and I wish you a pleasant rest of the day.